Hello, Fernando. This is
Hello,
Terry from After Noise.
Terry.
I'm very glad that we can speak after those years. How are you today?
I'm great. I mean, I'm always running around. The tour is coming, so there's a lot of stuff to do. Still here at home before going on another 30 something dates tour with our friends in Dire Tranquility. I mean, people already know that I keep busy with all projects, writing, doing stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also, we started to work on the new Moonspell album, which is always exciting for
Hmm.
us.
Okay.
So yeah, there was bad weather in Portugal, but today the sun is up, so it's all good. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. And you have a very special, dedicated fan base in Greece. And it's scheduled to perform in Athens in 27th of April with Dark
Yes.
Tranquility and
Your
Heroes.
eyes.
And
Yeah.
also, you are coming to Crete, to Rethymno
Yes,
in the summer.
that's true. It's our
What
second time in
what
Crete.
fans should expect from these performances?
Well, first, I think it's a great bill together with Dark Tranquility and Moonspell, and also Iris is a very cool band. We've been touring with Dark Tranquility for quite a while. They invited us over to make the first leg of the End Time Signals tour, which is a very successful tour. It's a very good album, and they are like in top form. We didn't have anything new to show to people, but I said, let's go on tour because if you don't go on tour, people forget about you. You
Yes.
know, it doesn't matter if you're Moonspell or not. So we had a lot of fun and it's free. It's a lot of freedom because we can play one set in Athens and a different set in Thessaloniki.
Ah,
You know,
different.
we can
Okay.
play different songs. We always play different songs. So it's we're just enjoying ourselves with all our legacy of songs before Dark Tranquility takes the stage. For Crete, how do you say it?
Yeah, yeah,
Retmino.
it's Crete. Crete.
Crete. It's the second time we've been there,
Yes.
and I love it because it's also the home of Kazantzakis, one of
Yes.
our one of our influences.
Yeah.
But in the summer, we are going to do something completely different,
Mhm.
especially for Crete. It's 30 years of Wolf Art,
Yes.
and we're going to play it. Um, you know, all the songs of Wolfart. We're taking the female singer from Portugal with us,
Perfect. Perfect.
different production, etc. And also, we are not going to play anything else. That's what we're going to do on the Dark Tranquility tour. Is going to be more diverse, but on Crete, it's going to be just stuff from Under the Moonspell, from maybe demos and up to
From
one or two
Irreligious.
songs from Irreligious. Yeah, so nothing after '96. So, I mean, I don't want to
Perfect.
be a legacy band, but
I'll be
I never
there.
imagined that Wolf Art had so much impact on people. To be honest with you,
Yes, it has.
and it's 30 years of Wolf Art, so we should celebrate it with a few special gigs. Not a lot, because we are always working, and Moonspell is a band that um, loves its legacy, loves its past, but we always thinking ahead in the future as well. So right now, but those are weird but happy times for us because this year is Wolfar 30 years. Next year it's Irreligious 30 years. Then it will be
Yes.
Sin. And we never expected to, we don't want to focus on that.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with our legacy. I think it's great that people
No,
love
it's
it.
great
But
also for us.
whenever there will be 3 decades of an album, we're going to make some special shows starting off by Wolfar. Yeah.
Perfect. And since the re-release of Under the Moonspell, should we expect another re-release of Wolfheart or Religious the next year?
We will touch those albums. You know, we are re-releasing it, but not re-recording it.
Hmm.
We're gonna have some special editions on sale on tour
Ah,
for Wolfart, especially. And in October, we're gonna make like a really, really limited, also special Wolfart. It's gonna be 2 editions, but it's gonna be the original recordings.
okay.
Same for Irreligious that we're gonna do next year. Because you know we have a lot of collectors. I'm a collector
Yeah,
of vinyl
yeah,
myself. Whenever my favorite bands come up with stuff like Celtic Frost, Green Records on the
yeah,
box,
yeah.
I'm there to
I
buy,
understand you.
you know, battery. So it's not that we want to milk the cow. Anyway, the cow is ours, so we can milk it whenever
Yeah,
we
yeah,
want
yeah. Of
and as
course,
much
of
as we
course.
want. But I think there's enough people, there's enough legacy already with Moonspell and the fans, and enough trust, you know, that we're going to deliver good quality products. It's our label that does all the things. When it comes to another album, and I mean, I wouldn't change anything about the original sound of Wolf Art.
No,
and
me too. It's Century Media.
Even with its mistakes and its shortcomings, it's very real and very organic.
It's real, yeah.
One album that we are thinking about re-recording, it's Sin, because I love the album, but we were never happy with the production. Not because it was bad, but because our ideas we had and Valdemar, we clashed a little bit. It happens, you know.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to re-record that one, because during the days that we played Sin songs, we're playing a few on tour again. We decided to make some. It's my kid is going to math school, and we decided to revamp some songs, Erotica, for instance,
Erotica,
and in our eyes,
song.
they sound better.
And Let the Children Come to Me also.
Let the Children. We just played it in Halloween last year in Almada, South Bank of Lisbon. So those are our plans, and but it's going to just to happen when Sin is 30. And I think the album, even though Second Skin was out in 97, the album is from 98. Yeah. And also we need plans, because we've been together since the 90s. I mean, 92 was our first shows, our first releases. And nowadays we have to manage also our time in a proper way. So between new albums and legacy albums, I think that Moonspell has a lot still to offer.
You have a lot of background, so you can play with all these things. I always thought about Sin Pecado, that the music was, some music was in the distance. I can't describe it more. Some vocals, some guitars were very distant from what we were hearing. So when you told me that you are not fully, you don't like so much the production, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, it could. I mean, the production is not bad at all, and it was just a question of a struggle. We wanted to be more modern. We wanted to do something different from Irreligious. We love Irreligious, but we played a lot of songs, so we were tired. So we came to Sin, and people say, "Oh, they always musician out there. It's our best album. It's our most." But I think it's just what you say on interviews, because sometimes you go in studio, and it happened to us, and it happened to other bands, and it's not like you are at your prime and everything goes together well. We have a few albums that went together like everything perfect, like Hermitage or Extinct or 1755, but also has to do with our experience, and the chemistry with the person that is also behind the desk. So that's why, I don't want to put anything bad on the original recordings, but I was always honest about it. There was a big gap between what we wanted to do and what came out in the end. So why not nowadays? The people are more used to it. The market can take it. Why not? It was the same with Under Satanai versus Under Moonspell. I thought the songs were great in the 90s, but we couldn't play them. It was just too complicated for us. So we said, let's re-record them. And it was an album that everybody was like, wow, you did well in re-recording it. So we kind of got the hang of it. Not for the whole albums, but some special albums, some special moments that we think that they can improve. We're not going with a magic wand to change the past. That's impossible, but you can learn from the past and you can do better in the present. So I think that's in our plans. And then it's something that Moonspell has, sometimes me and Pedro, we joke about it. We should record the album and release it 10 years after, because sometimes people they resist against the album, but sometimes it's happening with Hermitage. The opinions were split, and nowadays people are, I listen to it more properly. So it's a great album.
You have to give it some time.
Sometimes we are frustrated about it because we want to take people by their throat, But sometimes it's also I'm not listening to the music I'm making. So there's different ways of making to music, and it's a condition of Moonspell. So I think that creates some problems, but allows us a lot of freedom when we go on the studio, because sometimes we are like jokingly, it's like, what are we going to do now? And I say, it doesn't matter. Some people like it, some people won't like it, and in the end, everybody will like it. So I think that's fair enough.
It is. And now we're talking about these different eras of Moonspell. Can you divide Moonspell's music into periods? And what title would you put in these different phases of the band, these 30 years now?
Well, I can divide it. I mean, honestly, sometimes the easiest decision for that division, it's the century media years. Yeah. But I think inside the century media years, there's Wolfart and Irreligious. And then I think that belongs to a different stage of the band, more experimental, more gothic. But from scene on, I think that every piece was different. So I think that the name of the albums were kind of giving it away. For instance, Sin was like almost we were sinning against our own music. For some people, you know, you had it so together with Wolfart, and especially Religious, which was such a big album, and now you're going to make something that probably some people won't like it, so probably you lose your following. It didn't happen, but it was a very polemic album with great reviews, with shit reviews. It was a very agitated period for us. Then we went even further because we were listening to a lot of electronic music, Nine Inch Nails, Ministry, etc. So we did Butterfly Effect, and that's the end of the Millennium album for us. And it's very chaotic, it's very hard to listen, but we just re-released it in our label, and it was the fastest sold out of vinyl that we have, because people discover it now. And then I would say Darkness and Hope is more the reconciliation with the fans. It's a more gothic, sad album. Even it's not one of our favorites, to be honest. I think that it's a bit too victimizing for Moonspell, but it still has great songs, How It Became Fire, Nocturna, Fire Walking, etc. And and then we kind of did an album that, in my opinion, is one of our best albums. We still play a lot of that live. We visit Greece with that album, and I think it's one of the best albums we ever did. It was a bit overlooked, which is The Antidote. It's a very together album. It has great songs, in my opinion. And it has a lot of personality. And then that was, I think, the last album we did for Century Media. Then we were on SPV at the label. I think we did two really spectacular albums, Memorial, Not Eternal, and Under Satanai. We got a lot of our fans back. And then we did one of our best albums, hands down, Extinct, Jens Bogren. Everybody loved it. Even it started, it was a slow start. Yeah, the artwork from Seth, Ciro Anton. It was a slow start for us when it comes to reaction, but then people really find out there was an album about songs, Domina, Extinct, The Future is Dark. And whenever we play it live, and live is the stage where we try the songs to see if they are good or not. People love when we go back to Extinct. And then we did two albums that were very different. We did the 1755, which is the stage of us flirting with Portuguese history and heavy metal, and I think I love that album. And for some people, it's one of the favorites because it's an album sung in Portuguese, so it's very rare. Unique. It's unique in a way, and the subject was perfect. And then we did Hermitage, which is still a divider for people. I really love the album, but I think the new album will be, again, bringing more fans into Moonspell. Hermitage was us I got all the Pink Floyd collection. I listened to it a lot, and I wanted to mix progressive with Gothic Metal. I think it's a really cool album, brilliant sometimes, but it will take a while for people to discover it. And the new one, I don't know, maybe
what can you tell us about the new one?
Well, very little. It's still in early days. I can tell you we were not in a rush to make the album. We don't want to be like slaves to this dynamic of touring for 2 years and then make a new album and go on tour again. I think that kind of spoils the inspiration. So we did a lot of stuff in between Hermitage and before setting up for the new album. And I think that orchestra show, we did a theater tour, we did many tours, we went all around the world touring, but we never said we're going to make a new album now. I think, and I was very honest with the guys in my band, I think we were not inspired to make a new album. And I entertained the thought, why make new music? You know, we have Wolfhard, we have Religious, they are going, like we talked, they are going to be 30 years now, so we can definitely, you know, just play them, you know, and still be happy about it and keep the fans happy. So we had to wait for the moment where all stars were aligned and that we felt we had something on. One thing I know for sure is not to be progressive, because I just wanted to do Hermitage on a more prog way.
Great point.
And we've done it. So I think nowadays our feeling, because with Moonspell you never know, it's always a gamble, it's to we are gonna have a very gothic romantic album. That's the lyrics I'm writing about. It's gonna have drive, it's gonna have great songs, it's gonna have power too. Yeah, because Hermitage is a very zeitgeist album, the spirit of time. You know, we were talking about people, about the world, etc. And then came the pandemics, and honestly, I got completely not interested about the world, about politics. I think that's the evil of the world, and I think that our fans need solace, need a place to escape from the world, from the bad salaries, you know, from all the politicians, because I think they're all evil in the end. It doesn't matter if they're Russian or Ukrainian or American or Portuguese or Greek. They're all spoiling, they're all hurting our lives and creating us pain and poverty. So I decided to make an album that is totally romantic, that is totally not talking about it. And the music is going to follow suit, being more melancholic, being more driving, being more dreamy. I think that's the album Moonspell needs, and hopefully the album that our fans need too from us.
I can assure you that we need it.
All right.
And I was telling you off air that we were pen friends back from 1997 with the Irmandad de la Lua fan club, the Brotherhood of the Moon. And I have your signed postcards and CDs, also the card, also the t-shirt, the religious t-shirt, the red one.
Yes,
if you
the
remember.
red one, yeah.
How is these things changed with the internet and the social media?
Everything changed. I think that nowadays you have a lot of connectivity, but you don't have a lot of connection. I think when people from Greece like you waited for months to get a t-shirt or a letter or something in the mail, and of course I embrace technology. I mean, we're talking via Zoom, otherwise we'll be on the phone or writing a letter or something like that. So it's stupid not to embrace technology. But technology kind of kills the feelings, you know, I think. That's why I say connection and not connectivity and not connection. So we need to keep up the human touch, you know. That's why we use everything. Moonspell is a professional modern band. We use technology for our instruments. We have all our albums on digital. We have social networkings, but we don't put all the eggs in that basket. You know, we still like to hang out with people. We stopped having paid meet and greets. It's horrible for the people. I never liked it. I was always forced into the situation by agents. So if people want to meet us, we'll be around. If people want to meet us will not be sitting down for 15 minutes, signing, handing you something, and then you want to talk about with me for half an hour, and then I just have 3 minutes. So I think,
Time.
I mean, as I'm old school, and as we started in the 90s, that's what I miss. It's a more genuine approach between the people, you know, and I think we had that in the 90s when we all got drunk together with the fans and did, you know, silly stuff. And nowadays everything is more protocol, more professional. You come through that door, you pay more money, so you get to meet the band, then you wait on the line. I don't like that. That's not what I signed up for music. I mean, I'm a professional.
But it's good now because you were telling before, I have seen you 3 times in my life as a fan listening to you on concerts, but the first time we speak, and it's 30 years back from the letters.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it gives us this connectivity.
Like I say, it has good sides and bad sides, but I don't like it when people make it too professional. You know, I'd like to go to shake hands and there's the VIP and there's, I mean, of course, nowadays it's a liberal world, it's a capitalistic world, but I prefer to meet a couple of fans than to meet 20 on a paid meet and greet, to be honest. It's more, or in a bar, like the old days. I prefer them to buy me a drink than to buy a ticket for my VIP. And I mean, even when you are in the side of the bands, I mean, we always, we are brotherly with the fans, you know. It's not like when you come to a VIP meet and greet, it's just like, hey, I'm Fernando. No, we talk and they have to pick us up because we've been talking for so long with the fans and you have to do other stuff. So yeah, I think that that proximity, that things cannot be something that you buy or sell, if you know what I mean. You know, it has to be like a decision. It has to be like an opportunity. For instance, I really love when I come from the tour bus and there's fans there with the records to sign, and they didn't pay for anything, but they did pay for anything. They paid for the vinyl, so they already made their investment. So why should they pay for the signature? So I have a little problem. I know it's very nowadays against the industry, but we try to keep it still true when it comes to that part of meeting the fans, etc.
Yeah. Okay. This is the end of our interview because I know you have many
yes, I do.
appointments. So I will be seeing you on tour. I will be the guy with the red irreligious t-shirt.
All right.
I think I will be
That's
the
a
only
rare
one. I'm always the only one wearing this old t-shirt. What's your final message to all the listeners in Greece and all the fans ahead of the shows in Greece?
Well, I think it's going to be a great show because we're teaming up with one of the best European bands. Gothic Metal is one of the best Swedish bands. They have a great album. We still don't have a new album. We'll visit Greece soon or next year with the new album. So we're going to play, you know, our evergreens, our favorites. It's going to be really cool because it's going to be a travel down memory lane through many of the Moonspell catalog. And that's what we have to offer. You know, it's music. That's always what we had to offer. I'm not saying we're taking pyros. It's not our tool. It's just a special guest on videos. But we're going to take the music, and I think that's more important. And I think people will be touched by that. Everybody knows we love Greece. We're looking forward to come back, and we are very lucky that we can go 3 times. So see you in Athena, Thessaloniki, and Crete. And thank you very much for the interview. We love Efkaristo, we love Greece, and we are and we are very, very psyched in coming back and play to all our Greek fans. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fernando. It's a honor to speak to you. Bye-bye.
My honor. Thank you very much, my friend. Bye-bye.